Apa? Huh? Hello. That's a bender for you. Henry. Don't go my front.
that is operational reasons, this service has been scheduled to depart Lagos at 14:45 hours, that is 15 minutes, only companies discussed by the same period. Once you strengthen on this service, it is persistent only. And ceremony for ceremonial service for the national peace lady.
Give this place out to one advertising company. This place here. Let them be scrolling. That's why I'm driving in. This is revenue. This is revenue. Give this place out to one small advertising company. The whole of here. That's why I'm driving into this local. And somebody can do this. Yes. Everything get pipeline. Where go on the pipeline? The pipeline. When can I have the response of this?
I'll give you response based on the interested party, not so, like in a week. We talk to the interested party. Let them view and then come and give us
you see a thing, a major entry. Everybody comes in, everybody comes in. Concession year out, and there's some more revenue for government. Huh? People will be interested. There will be so many of them. Yes. Please, concession year out. Big one, let us put a big system there. Please, of course, all over the world are revenue generating funds for government. Depends about the business. Please, all the traffic comes here. Let me see it.
Change of scene.
I don't want 1 inch of space remaining in the airport for advertisement. This is like this. Because I noticed there was something there before, right? Just revenue. Let revenue be coming into your purse. Is it difficult? Huh? Be proactive about this. Or you want to give everything out to somebody, concession it, let the person handle everything.
So we're going to look at the
all the options.
It used to be like that before,
yes.
but it's not.
The person can give you one lump sum,
very advantageous.
and then the person, that is his own drive, to advertise, make money, give to you one lump sum.
Yes.
See, you see, once you are driving to a local airport anymore, there should be live.
Yeah, well, explain
I
what
want
part
live.
that you have not said. That's what I was saying, yes, sir. Explain that part of online advertisement has reduced so much.
They will still come.
They will come.
They will come. They will
When
come.
they are rich, something is
They will come.
obsolete.
Yes.
Go under one.
Yes, they will come.
Okay.
Online advertisement has not overtaken real life advertisement.
Most of them have not been doing it.
In terms of the money, you may see argue and they want to put it down and say, well, a lot of online, but you get money.
Oh, sure.
You get money.
Sure.
So if you have an avenue to raise revenue, why not use it?
We'll explore all this work.
If you want to give it out to one person, give it, and the person gives the fund one lump sum. Or if you have a department to manage all of them one by one, say you have given you this space, or where's your money, take 1 year, take 2 years, but splash all year with adverts.
Okay.
Every local airport should come to alive when people are coming in. We have enough products in the country, enough people to advertise.
And you can do
Incremental.
Vitalizing is going to be the new set of assets that I'm
Revenue. Eh? I have your word on that.
Yes, you do.
so timeline.
No, so I said I'll get back to you about a week.
Please, let that go through the machine, please.
Don't say no. Go back and pass your.
Did you hear me? This has to go through the machine.
Versity for members of the President in passengers arranging the departure of airplanes by P.S. 7170 to Blue.
Madam, you're blocking. Leave that plate. Madam, please. Madam, please. You will catch up with it.
Hello, please pass your item.
Give us a minute.
Let's move, please. Keep moving, just keep moving. Don't stop.
TBC, easy. Sorry. You are going where you're not supposed to go. I'm trying to teach you. Okay.
This is just 2,750 end to end.
What's international is using here now?
Yes.
No, it's not publicity.
So that's why, because of the closure of that one inch wide, that's why we're using this. And you know the length is just 2,700. That's why we're looking at the possibility of reactivating the one inch wide. Some radar starts getting some shine around.
Somebody picked it, my president. Somebody picked the battery, me I picked the light. But I can't.
areas to greater heights. Once again, you're welcome, sir.
To lead us to the council.
The aspect of aviation security access control. I know that is regulated.
Why now?
It is
so not one person.
Okay, remember you have to pass through screening, so just take your pictures now and start going through the screening, please. Quick. Uniform today, they are young and well though. All start today. Fire now, fire.
can't capture any of these aircraft.
We can have a couple of people, fun people helping them.
Or just something that you can move.
Lagos terminal without a provision to take the big planes. So you don't have the avial bridges that can link to the big planes. I hope you understand. Yes. That has been the problem why we have not been using this new terminal, and Nigerians have been asking that question. Meanwhile, 60% of the revenue of FAN comes in from the Lagos Gateway. The Lagos Gateway is one of the major gateways into the country, and that is the first impression you get when you get into the country. So what is the solution to this? I have said we must use what we have for now. Whilst I've told them that I'm giving them International Airlines and all the other airlines till the 1st of October to move from there, move from the old terminal to this new terminal. And now what we are going to do temporarily, we are going to shut down the old terminal and sort out all the issues regarding the renovation of the old terminal. There are issues already on the ground before I came, concession and all of that. For now, I have suspended all of that until I brief Mr. President as to what is happening regarding all of those noises going on, including the issue of the Nigerian Air. I have given directive to suspend everything until I brief Mr. President fully. The duty I owe Mr. President is honesty. He brought me here for me to correctly advise him. So I'm looking at all the agreements and everything that was signed to correctly inform Mr. President. I owe my total loyalty to the Nigerian people to have the best of the services, aviation services, and to Mr. President. And that's what we are doing. So for now, the temporary arrangement we want to make is that for the comfort of Nigerians, we have to find a way to use this, the new terminal built by the Chinese, even without the planes, the big bodies coming in to use there's no avial bridge for them to use, the jet bridges for the passengers to pass. So like it's done in many other countries, we are going to do emergency procurement to buy the big buses. And so we are going to put them in buses and move them to where the planes they stop, the big planes stop, in an orderly fashion, both arrival and departure. So Nigerians can have some kind of comfort with this new facility. The long-term plan is that we are going to find a way to build avial bridges for the big bodies coming in. And that means, of course, and that is where we stopped the first time, some of those private terminals, those private hangars, they have to go. For public purpose, they have to go. We have to relocate them. If we have to do anything for them, we will relocate them so that we can have a functional, beautiful gateway to Nigeria. But right now, I'm giving them to the 1st of October to shut down the old terminal, and we can use this new facility by this arrangement that we are putting on the ground. Thank you.
May we ask a few questions, just one or two, sir?
Yes.
No, Kevin, it's not right.
Not now.
No,
This
no,
is
please,
this is for
please.
this is for.
maintenance of this Lagos on our property.
So we have the guarantee for the for how long? It's over now. I want to for people coming into the country, I want 2 or 3 major maintenance issues, and I must have that within the next 2 weeks. One, the central cooling system. Let me have your plan for maintenance of this location. If the Chinese have handed over after 1 year, let us know what we have on ground for the maintenance of the central cooling system for people coming into the country. 2, the lighting. And 3, the carousels. The belts that bring out the bags. Let us have your plan for those 3. For those 3 issues for arrivals. Within the next 1 or 2 weeks, let me have it. Because that's the major complaints of people, of Nigerians coming in and other people coming in. Let us give them some comfort, please. Yeah?
Let's move.
The people that want to see it's of distance. Yes. A bit of distance space.
Oh, okay.
So you can have like
So. I need to see this. I need to. Facebook. I never knew for fair. I never knew. So process them, just process them. If they cannot move, process.
Alex.
Anything, but let us come and talk. We are talking about total overhaul, not this tokenistic thing. Go and repair this, go and repair that. Yeah? We're just doing procurement for people to be eating. That's all. Let's not do that. And then I have not ordered demolition of any property. I saw one news somewhere now that I ordered demolition of Dominion. I did not say so. Did I say so? No. I never said so. They have been given other places, but the point is that we will talk with them. Those private hangars that are disturbing the expansion of the apron for the big bodies to come in for us to use the new terminal. They must have to make sacrifices for Nigerians as a whole. So the private rights of people cannot override the comfort of Nigerians as a whole. That's all we are saying. We are going to treat them with respect, alternative places will be provided, time will be given, and all the respect and their rights will be respected. I never said, gentlemen, I never said any property should be demolished. So my attention was just drawn to a news item now. But Nigerians should understand why we have not been enjoying our airport facility. It's because of certain private interests that are disturbing the big bodies to come in, the big aircraft to come in. And we have to give way to expand both the taxiway and the aprons for them to pass. That's all we are saying. Is that not what I said? Yes. That's all I said.
Look at this one too. Look at this arena. Now this one they carry go New York that time. No engines there any longer. 4 engines. Constant, I see engines. Yes, I told them because chairman is
This is where they put unserviceable planes, and they have been here for so many years, like I am told. I also understand that several of them went to court, and the cases have ended one way or the other. So the first directive I am giving, I've told the MD fan, is that all of these aircrafts here, these dead aircrafts that are totally unserviceable, you cannot park them on the facility of the federal government. You cannot park them perpetually on the facility of the federal government. We want to expand the apron here. And so we have 3 months for all those who have unserviceable aircraft here. We are giving them 3 months to come and take away their aircraft. After which we shall be at liberty to do away with these aircrafts, because we want to expand our aprons to this place. So please, I've told the MD fan, get in touch with all of those. MD, sir. Yes, I've told the MD fan, get in touch with all of those who have their unserviceable aircrafts here. We want to expand this apron, please, eh? Yes, sir. 3 months, they should come and remove all their aircrafts here, or we'll dispose of these aircrafts, because it is our facility and they are hampering development here, where we have to expand our aprons. Thank you.
Can we go ahead now?
Yes, please.
Like I was saying, my name is Kevin Osakumba, reporter for Nation newspaper.
Yes.
You've embarked on a tour of the Lagos airport.
Yes.
You've discovered quite a lot of things. First, let's start from what you discovered at International, when you said the International building needs complete overhaul. I wanted you to dwell on that because I saw you retorting to some reports out there that didn't represent what you meant. Then you talked about the new terminal where there's need for expansion of the airport and other issues. Just take us through this.
Well, I have also seen reports that they said we totally closed down Lagos. That is not true. There are fifth columnists out there who would like to misrepresent me at every point in time to make our work difficult. All I've said is that we should move and use the new terminal. That's all I've said. The new terminal that is underused, we spent a lot of money building it, and we have to use it. The old terminal is a total eyesore. Since I came into office, I've heard complaints upon complaints. The central air conditioner is not working. The carousels are not working. They broke down quite often. And the approach into the airport is smelly. It is totally unwelcoming, to people coming into Nigeria. And that is the gateway to Nigeria. So I have given a directive that we should completely shut it down and use the new terminal that can also take the traffic. Now, what was the problem? And I've said it before, I'll repeat it again. The problem with the old terminal was that they did not take into consideration the big airplanes that will come in and anchor with the avion bridges that will take passengers into arrival. The space is not enough, and I've said that why the space is not enough is that there are private hangars there that cannot allow the planes to come in, and that is why we are not enjoying our new terminal. And the question I've asked is that why did somebody approve such a project? Why? Why did somebody approve such a project without approving the total reconstruction of the places where the big bodies will anchor for the jet bridges to come and disembark and passengers. So, as a stopgap measure, we have said, just like it's done in so many countries, we are going to get buses, do some emergency procurement so that we can, in an orderly manner, board passengers and disembark passengers and also bring them to arrival and take them through departure to the aircraft in an orderly fashion in buses, in big buses. That's what we want to do for now as a temporary measure. And then guess what? Why did I say we should shut down the old terminal for now? Because you cannot even carry out major repair works. And that is what has been the problem. Over the years, because you cannot shut it down for total overhaul, they do things that are so tokenistic. Oh, today repair your light here, repair this color, so because they know that they are using it on a daily basis. So it's difficult to carry out a comprehensive overhaul. Even for those who are fighting over concession now, I hope you know they are fighting over concession for that place now. How can they even carry out repairs? How? Even if they win the concession, how? So please, let us get it clear. We have not ordered any closure of anywhere. We just want to use the new terminal and find a new way by which we can, board passengers, and of course, passengers can disembark for processing. That's what we are doing for now.
What's your view about the second runway, the international runway you went to? What's your view about it?
Well, you can see that most of the approach lights all the approach lights were stolen, and that's why they are not using it now. We got a Nigerian who we had not paid, but who was repairing the runway for us. And at some point, he ran out of money, and we have to pay him to finish the patch of the international. That's the international runway, actually, and it is not acceptable at all that a country like Nigeria and a major, inroad, like Lagos, a major gateway like Lagos, you have one, runway. I've said it before, that 60%, more than 60% of our revenue, or fund revenue, comes from Lagos. That's why I'm starting from Lagos. 60%. So we must start from Lagos.
You gave a deadline. You said 1st of October.
Not 1st of October. Yes, before the 1st of October,
yes,
that the counters should move to the new terminal. The counters where they check in passengers. Yeah. What's difficult about that?
It's not about being
we have 60 points. We have 60 points in the new terminal there. 60 check-in points. And I'm sure you went through it, so you saw it yourself. Most of them are not in use. You have those check-in counters that are not in use. Most of them are not in use. And then we are struggling with an old building there that is smelly and leaky and a complete disgrace to our country. So that's why I said they should use the new facility. So if the only problem was, like I said, boarding of passengers, then let us find a way out of it. So that's the only problem.
The challenge is the logistics, getting buses.
We will get them.
Within the given period.
I am here to do it. I'm here to do it.
All right.
I am coming with a private sector mentality. Yeah. I'm not a civil servant.
To dwell on that
I want to do it.
Driven aviation system.
Yes.
What's going to drive you?
Get things done with very less bureaucracy. It's as simple as that. That is the simple definition.
So, Minister, you consistently talked about revenue generation.
Yes.
Revenue generation.
FAN is a revenue generating agency, and we have to optimize
their capabilities.
We know the hallmark of aviation is safety.
Yes.
What are your plans for enhanced safety in the Nigerian aviation industry?
Now, you know too that with the new NCA Act that was passed in 2022, there should be very less interference, political interference in safety matters. So don't expect me to interfere in safety. That is complete NCAA. And they are totally responsible and answerable to ICAO. So I'm not going to interfere in safety. One of my cardinal programs will just be to ensure that NCAA enforces their rules and regulations to the hilt. That is my duty, and I back off. But I will not interfere in matters of regulation of NCAA.
Okay, sir. What assurances are you giving Nigerians and to those of us who are here that the directive that you have given thus far, going round, saying some things that you are not comfortable with, what assurances are you giving us that these things will be done? Because over time, ministers have come, they've inspected, but at the end of the day, what they say, is not done.
This is a simple matter. I either get sacked by Mr. President or somebody who is responsible will get sacked. So it's a matter of who dies first that we are facing. Mr. President will sack me. And so the person that is not making my work easy, if they don't want, it will be fired. It's as simple as that. I'm here at the pleasure of Mr. President. And I owe my total loyalty to the Nigerian people and to Mr. President. And you know how I became minister. Mr. President himself decided at the last minute to make me minister. And so he expects a lot from me, and the Nigerian people expect a lot from me. And I'm sure that you know that if you count 3 ministers that have been shouting about since they appointed, it's myself is number 1. So I want to disappoint many naysayers. I want to disappoint them. They want to see me in full flight. They have not seen me before. They will see me in full flight. I am responsible, totally responsible to the feelings of Nigerians. We have not cancelled anything. We have not cancelled anything. We have only suspended some things that people complain about. We must be very, very responsive to the feelings of Nigerians. Even if something is good, but it's not transparent, because Nigerian people must know the processes by which you give out their commonwealth. Nobody owns all of this. Not myself, not Ashiwaju, not anybody. It's the commonwealth of Nigerians. And so Nigerians must be aware of how you give out their commonwealth to individuals in the name of concessioning. They must be aware. Don't strive this in secrecy. Tell the National Assembly who are oversighting us, let them know, who are representing Nigerian people too, and let them know through you that this process was transparent and we got the best deal for Nigerians. And that is why I have directed that all of those concessions should be suspended until I brief Mr. President. Air Nigeria should be suspended. I have directed Nigerian Air until I brief Mr. President. It's as simple as that, to make sure that the processes followed were transparent. And that is why some people were questioning my being appointed aviation minister. 90% of why I'm here is about laws and regulations. And that we're interpreting better for Nigerians to understand. And being here, I am trapped between diametrically opposed absolutes and interests. If you go here, here we complain. If you go here, here we complain. That is this office. I'll give you one example. This is not my full press briefing on where I'm going. I'll give you an example. People have been complaining about our buses, some of our buses. Yes. And the airline operators came and look, you can't come under a basa, a foreign airline, and be hopping from one city to the other within Nigeria, picking passengers, and it affects their local operations. And I said, fine, I'm prepared to protect the rights of local operators. In fact, it's one of my cardinal objectives, because we have to develop the industry. We have to protect and support our local operators. It's going to be. But they must give me comfort too. And give the Nigerian people comfort. So that's the problem. I've told them. You said you are complaining about those buses. Yes, okay, yes, I will look at them. But can you, for instance, get into an agreement with foreign airlines whereby you get into, whether you sign connectivity agreement with them, pick passengers for Kano and connect them in Lagos. And then they are waiting for you at delaying 4 hours. Can you do that? Can you give me that comfort before I can look at those buses for you? If they sell 30 business class, for instance, a foreign airline, to pick passengers for Kano and
connect through Abuja, and they are in Abuja waiting for you. Can you give us the 30 business class in your aircraft? Can you? Give me those comforts. I will protect you, but tell the Nigerian people you can perform. I'm clear as to where I'm going. I have to balance all of these interests. It's just one of the so many things I'll tell you later. But I'm looking at all of those issues before I come to a decision.
Honorable Minister, sir,
and then the delays, just before the delays. If I want to protect you, I want to fight for you, for the local airlines. What about the Nigerian people who are complaining about your delays, cancellation of flights? What we have to do in terms of provision of Jet A1, making sure it's available for them and all of that, we'll do our best to make sure those things are available. But then you also have to be responsible to the Nigerian people. And at some point, I will tell them, let us draw the line. If you abuse the rights of passengers, you will pay. The regulations are there, we're not enforcing them. As to when you cancel flights, you delay flights, you pay some, compensation to passengers. Nobody's enforcing that. At some point, I'll give them some breathing space. I will enforce it. In this job, I'm just telling them, this is a note to all of them. I have so many friends. But in this job, they will see my red eye. I have no friends. I'm only responsible to the Nigerian people and absolute loyalty to Mr. President. That is why I'm here.
Yeah. Honorable Minister, yes. Thank God you've spoken about the airlines and what you intend to do for them. The airlines are really big.
Yes.
We have multiple taxation. We have a lot of things that are especially on that taxation, multiple they've complained about.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you going? Is there any way to make things easier for them? Again, we know that there are things that are beyond your control, like forex and jet fuel. So how are you going to balance this interest and make sure that our airlines are stronger and give the best?
I've given them a date to come, I think next week or the upper week. Yes, I've given them a date. So we are going to have a long parley over that, and you will all be invited to. We are looking at all of these issues one by one. Don't even say we can't do anything about the forex. I'm talking to the coordinating minister of the economy too, as to whether we can bend some rules for these, people. I'm telling you that one of my cardinal principles is to protect them. Without them, there will be no minister of aviation. Without a budding private, airline business in Nigeria. Government does not own any, so almost 100% of private airlines are, private persons. I mean, airlines are private persons. So we will sit down with them and say, what can I do to protect you? At the same time, requiring that you also give the best to Nigerians, hold you to the highest standards that are obtainable all over the world. If I want to fight and protect you, you must also raise your standards. It's as simple as that. Let's balance it up. So, if they will see a vocal aviation minister, as they are talking, I'm talking. As they are talking, I'm talking. So that nobody will blackmail me. I will be clear as to my position. They will be ahead. So, we are ready for this.
Sorry, from me. Before you started, you initially talked about the aircraft graveyard.
Yes.
The 3 months ultimatum.
Yes.
Now, the reality is, this is just the truth. 9% of these aircraft are under litigation. I don't know how you're going to bypass some of it. Because some of them have been here. Many ministers have come, they talked about it.
We'll look at them one by one.
Always been the issue.
We'll look at them one by one. We'll look at them. Nobody tells me that. Litigation will not tell me that in my premises I cannot move something from one place to the other if it's endangering lives. I want one judge to tell me that I cannot move something that is endangering lives in my premises. In my premises. Ha. This is my job in the last 30 years.
Thank you very much. Wale,